Hello again. 72-hour kit video number 3. In video number 1, we talked about personal supplies and medication, which included building the first aid kit. In video number 2, we finished off personal supplies and medication, bedding and clothing, fuel and light, and miscellaneous, adding pet needs to that. With video number 3, I'm going to also add to personal supplies and medication. Because it's Florida, we need sunscreen, hats, bug spray, and you need to walk out in tennis shoes, no open-toed shoes. You don't know if you're going to be traveling by foot somewhere or you're going to be sleeping outside, so you want to make sure that you have the sunscreen, of course, for the sun because it's a tropical state. Hats and the bug spray. I mean, what's the talk right now? All about the Zika virus. And they keep increasing cases of that. So you definitely want to keep those mosquitoes away from you. So today in video number 3, we are going to just focus on food and water. All right. So here we go. I am going to share with you my family's food and water. So as you can see, we have 3 Ziploc bags here to show they represent the 3 people in our household. Because again, remember that double zip plastic bag I talked about in the last video to help seal your things in so they don't get damaged by water. You definitely want to have that. And a Sharpie, of course. I've put everyone's names on the bags. The other thing I would say about this part of the kit is, again, remember my notepad, things to grab, a can opener. For the food and water, you want to I put on here to grab my can opener out of the kitchen. Because as you can see, part of the kit, depending on what you pick and your family picks to eat, it may include cans, and you're going to need a can opener to open them. You can't open them with your teeth. So just a little tidbit about what I'm doing about that to solve that problem, because I really try not to spend a lot of money if I don't need to. Why do I want to buy an extra can opener just so it can sit for a few months in my 72-hour kit? So again, that goes with the other videos. I wrote a little notepad of things to grab if there is an emergency and you need your 72-hour kit and you need to vacate as soon as possible. Okay, so the easiest part of the whole kit, I would say, is the water. You need a gallon a day per person. So all I did was the math. I've got 3 gallons for Zoe, 3 gallons for me, and 3 gallons for Juan. You can also have some extra gallons for hand washing or other needs, but this is for consumption, to hydrate yourself. You need a gallon of water a day, at least. Okay, so the next thing that I want to say about this, when you're heading out to go shopping, before I talk about what we bought, when you head out and go shopping, some good news is I want you to keep in mind that you're only going to spend about $7 to $10 per person. And I spent only about $20 total for our food and water. This was just probably actually under $20. I wouldn't even go over that. So it costs less than going to the movies these days to, supply. Well, depends how many people you have in your family, so I take that back. But per person, it should be less than an adult movie ticket. Let's put it that way. All right, some other things to think about when you go shopping is you have to pick food that everybody already eats or is going to want to eat. Don't try to pick the beanie weenies or what's this thing on here that repulses me? Vienna sausages. Sorry if I offended anyone. I hate that stuff. It's bleh. So make sure that you pick things that your family wants to eat. You can even, take your family out when you go shopping for these things, or talk about it. Think about what you put in your child's lunch every day. That's how I picked a lot of these things, so that later, after November 30th, I can just start, putting them in our lunches for work. Because you don't want to keep this food and let it expire. Then it's a waste of money. Okay. Let's see. The other thing you should think about is you have to pick things, and be very careful about this, because no matter where you shop, you're going to run into things that are already expired on the shelf. So labels. Check your labels when you go shopping, and make sure that whatever you pick, it's got to expire December 2016 or later, because hurricane season is from June 1st to November 30th. So you don't want your food to expire in the middle of hurricane season. So that's important too. I came across that quite a few times. I was checking labels on the shelf. Do that anyway when you go shopping. It's just amazing. You can buy something that's expired, so be careful with that. All right. So here's what we did. Because it says on the list protein granola bars, I picked granola bars that we already eat. And I put 3 of them in each bag. So day 1, day 2, day 3. Or mix them up, however you want. That's breakfast. Let's see, for me, I splurged a little bit. With some sterno, I'm going to warm up some water and just have my oatmeal like I have every morning. But these were less than $1 a piece. And all you have to do is add hot water, and you've got oatmeal. So I've got 3 of them, day 1, day 2, day 3. I've also got granola bars in there too. That would be extra, just in case. I also bought some freeze-dried apple slices that we already eat. We know these, we know we like them, we know how they taste. I threw those in. 3 a day, one for each day. Okay, there's that. I also found some freeze-dried blueberries, and I checked the date. Of course, these dates are all past November 30th, or go past December even, just to be safe. So that's breakfast. Then you get into lunch. Juan likes tuna, so I put tuna in his bag. Zoe and I prefer canned chicken over the tuna. So that's us. These are ideas, but it's really up to you. You want to, again, pick something that won't perish. It's got to be non-perishable. You shouldn't have to refrigerate it or cook it. That's the other thing you have to think about when you go shopping. It also said to put in some candy or gum because it helps relieve stress in a stressful situation. So I've got some lollipops and gummy bears in everybody's bag, but it doesn't mean, they have to eat them. They are candy that we like to eat. So that's on the list. Also got some small, I think a pack of 9 of these was $2 and some change. Got some small cereals to munch on. So obviously you can't take milk with you unless you're going to get dry milk. And bring that and include that. Dinner is chicken in a can and beans. Just be careful, don't again put things in your food and water storage that you guys aren't already eating at home, because they can upset someone's stomach if it's new to their diet. And of course crackers for the beans and the chicken and the tuna to eat with. So, got some Germ-X that's on the side to keep your hands clean for eating. But that's basically it. What's important about the food and water is enough water and enough food for 3 days. And like I said, you're not able to refrigerate it or cook it. So think, you know, these are some ideas that you could use to build your own food and water storage for your kit. And it really depends on what your family wants. I hope this was helpful, and we have one more video to go for the last 2 sections, so stay tuned.